saw Silas and a no-farm Zillion top to kick off Week 3. Time to see if there are any more new strategies cooked up as we kick things off with Echo Fox versus FlyQuest in our first match of the day. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LCS Countdown, where for 30 minutes we honor some pros and preview the day's matches until the timer reaches 0 and we jump into Champions Select. Do you guys think there are any new strategies being cooked up behind the works, or just going to be some more experimentation along the Klepto, Spell Thieves, and Silas routes?
I'm praying that there's no funnel, but I'm very ready for this to evolve into a funnel strategy as well.
Oh, no.
And when a strategy emerges, you have to be working on the counters. So I think people are going to be cooking up counters for this, too.
So expect Lulu's, Karmas, more Zillions in the top lane, and the
mages.
Bring in the Yeet.
Hold on. I wouldn't expect it, but I'm ready for it. You always got to be ready, Jay.
Kobe guarantees you.
Spent the last 24 hours mentally preparing for that. While we're starting to see some separation in the standings, there's still that 5-way tie for 5th, which includes 100 Thieves, Clutch Gaming, Echo Fox, Optic Gaming, and TSM. But taking a look at these standings, I know yesterday, Azale, we talked a little bit about Team Liquid and kind of the myth that is TL right now, and whether or not they will be defeated or taken down by anyone. I'm more curious about these middle pack teams, though, and who we believe might begin to separate themselves as other top-tier teams.
I think Cloud9, you can certainly look at them. I think they've had some strong performances in their losses. I think they were close games, mistakes that looked relatively easy to fix. And I still think that this is a team that is going to separate itself from the pack.
Yeah, I like TSM and FlyQuest as well to go with that group. They're looking pretty strong in their games.
Mark, thoughts there? TSM, FlyQuest?
They stole my two. I think C9,
yes!
C9, FlyQuest are the main two.
Oh, there we go. It's early.
TSM kind of maybe. I don't know. 100 Thieves can potentially start climbing up there as well.
He was waving at me.
It sounds like hi, Kobe. Yeah.
Great synergy, everybody.
All right, well, now it's time to recognize a pro who pulls out all the stops for a play just to say I'm helping. Presented to you by State Farm. Yesterday, CLG's Biofrost made sure Hakuo's Thresh couldn't say, I'm helping.
Now the shotgun's gonna land, Trade of Blows not gonna find the stun as PoE though, so Phoenix on the chase could have some good damage. Dodging sideways with Power Reveal, the flash Q, good cleanse the lantern. What a freaking ward! Biofrost with first blood! Oh my god, Bio Daddy lays the ward down right on the lantern, and Phoenix can't handle it.
I was cracking up so hard at this play because the timing is perfect. As you put the ward down, he gets the auto attack off on it. You see him do 1 damage to the ward, and it's like Biofrost had the pinpoint accuracy to put it right where Phoenix had its mouse.
It's pretty funny. Like, if there were more people there, they could have got the ward kill quickly, maybe still got the lantern, but no one else was around.
That's the next level play.
Yeah, you
when
get the
someone
25
ward
gold.
blocks, 3 of your allies hit the ward to clear it so that you can still go ahead and click the lantern. That'll be the day for an LCS big play. Let's take a look at what our schedule is for day 2. First up, Echo Fox and FlyQuest square off in that first game of the day. Then Clutch Gaming tries to take a win off of Cloud9 with 100 Thieves versus Counter Logic Gaming to close out our day. To hear more about Game 1, though, let's hear from Captain Flowers and Zyrene, who will be bringing you Echo Fox versus FlyQuest in not too long.
Thank you very much, Dash. Echo Fox come into today fresh off a loss that was highlighted by a smite steal that snowballed the game out of control.
Yeah, and it's the second time that has happened already, and the play overall highlighted Echo Fox's consistency issues. A lot of that is stemming from Rush in the jungle. The bright spot here is he's not the mechanical jungler that they tried to bring in and say, hey, he'll pop off every game, but we know that Rush is still capable of that. This is still the guy that we saw back in Cloud9, back on TIP. He has a lot of expectations set for him, but he can rise to the occasion knowing this player. The other thing is that today, looking forward against Santorin, he is somebody who can dominate in the jungle, and Santorin is more about the control, more about assisting the lanes, and less about the individual performance. So Rush could look to take advantage of that here today.
Well, Rush and Echo Fox are going to have their work cut out for them. They're going up against a FlyQuest squad that has been looking good so far and definitely does not want to go 0-2 this week. We'll see how it all plays out, but for now, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Sounds like it's all about the jungle matchup for them up there at the caster desk. How do we kind of reconcile that Rush versus Santorin matchup?
I mean, Santorin is a guy that I think has been super underrated for most of his career. Pretty much the entire thing was kind of memed by the TSM ward bot type of deal.
Right.
It followed him for a long time, but he has become such a good jungler at the control style, especially at snowballing early lanes. So I think it is going to be really important.
The other thing for me is on that Echo Fox side that they have lost a lot of games to what feels like bad objective control, but mostly through smite stealing. And that's the kind of thing that you hope doesn't stay consistent. So the positive side for an Echo Fox fan is like, well, as long as we start smiting objectives properly, we're actually in a good position a lot of the time.
Instead of flashing onto them.
Yeah, just move that finger over just a little bit.
The rough part is every time it happens, I think it gets more and more in your head, and you're going to be more and more nervous for the next one. So hopefully it does not become a habit.
It can become a compounding issue, to say the least. FlyQuest, though, themselves, they come off of a loss, but it's hard to, find a lot of criticism in their losses as it, was to TL, the first place and undefeated team.
Yeah, I think FlyQuest played a solid game. They played them very close. Yes, they were a little bit behind in the lanes. They team fought a little bit worse, but it was these small differences. There was no huge error that let them get blown out.
I mean, the biggest problem you could say that they had was the fact that Viper fell pretty far behind in CS because TL's a better macro team, I guess, and Viper roamed to a lot of plays that didn't end up working out, and that was kind of the case where FlyQuest was active on the map, they were making plays, but Team Liquid just had like 10 to 40 CS leads in every single position.
Yeah, Team Liquid also, they focus on their strength, right? Even though Doublelift gets chunked out early, like half his HP bar to start laning phase, Xmithie is down there instantly. They know what their late game is all about. Doublelift, they make sure that he has a good early game. They can get to that team fighting phase, and they take it.
What speaks to me here, though, is just kind of the idea that what we're calling for from FlyQuest is eliminating mistakes, as opposed to when we're talking about, say, a lower-tier team. It's usually about developing fundamentals or mastering a strategy altogether. This is more about like, hey, in your team fighting, in this rotation, in this objective control, one or two things can be cleaned up, and then we're operating at a 90 to 100%.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, Santorin is a guy that you pointed out is performing very well, but Poe Belter has been fantastic for the team, too. Really, the whole team has been performing, and I think that's an exciting place to be for the FlyQuest team.
Well, FlyQuest and Echo Fox takes place in just about 22 minutes. After a quick break, the Analyst Desk awards some player honors following yesterday's play, so don't go anywhere.
You gonna get any?
Welcome back to the LCS Countdown. There are some performances that in-game stats can't best illustrate, so we're going to award some honors for the games we saw just yesterday. First up, the Analyst Desk has awarded Stayed Cool to the entirety of Cloud9 for their performance against TSM.
Yeah, and this award is usually an individual award, but everyone got one of these Stayed Cools. Everyone voted for someone else. They picked a comp that probably should have had a higher barrier of execution, and they kind of fell behind against TSM early on, but they all stayed cool, kept their heads in the game, and then started outperforming TSM in the mid to late game team fights.
Yeah, I think specifically Licorice for me, because he was told at the beginning, or it was suggested in their Champ Select, he said in the interview, and they were like, oh, what about Silas here? They have a lot of really good ultimates to steal. And even though he hadn't put that much time in on the champion, he was like, okay. And you could see him do really well with it as far as the late game, stealing the right ultimates, very timely Zillion ultimate activations especially.
Warmed into it as the game went on. Next up, great shot calling goes over to Aframu and Huhi for their game-winning call against Clutch. Take a listen.
Tier 2 is available on the side of 100 Thieves. If you get aced in the middle of the map, it's not gonna matter.
Speaking of getting aced in the middle of the map, he's able to find the flank, comes in behind Clutch Gaming, and they are going to be eviscerated. Right as we say it, the game is over, and Huhi is the hero of the day.
I need the ward, and then if they walk up, I can go here.
Let's bait them the Elder. Back up, so Luxander can flank. We can bait here.
If they cross the fucking cannon right there, I can go. I can go right now. I can go right now.
Watch it.
Can I go?
Go.
You're going now.
Go.
Nice. Good job. Nice. Get this guy. Go. Kill everyone.
And that was honestly so sick. Afro, Huhi setting it up, Afro telling everyone to back up so they can set up for his flank, and then Huhi seeing the opportunity right when they walk past the cannon. Perfect shot calling. Hit him with the honor.
It's the predictive shot calling too, right? When this happens, I will do this. Gives your entire team the moment to prepare for what they're going to do to follow up.
And it's exactly what 100 Thieves fans have been hoping for when Huhi met back up with Aframu. The two of them obviously like playmaking together and shot calling together. So finally, it kind of worked out for them. This was probably the best game for Huhi and Aframu, all things considered.
Yeah, without a doubt. And another win for that 100 Thieves team, which was struggling on the outset of the split. Finally, GG Hart goes to the player who soaked more than their fair share of pressure and still came out on top. It's 100 Thieves Sunday.
And this was a disgusting outplay by him. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I could do that mechanically, but people don't have the presence of mind to hold their ult. Everyone in the top lane would panic flash and ult instantly and just try and get it off, but he waited for the other target to get low to get the ult on him, as opposed to the one with the zillion revive on top of that.
And one of the biggest things is timing there. The distance you have to pull them back in, when to reactivate the ultimate, so the fear instantly got off on Jace as soon as he revives. I mean, that's one of the biggest things we see people make mistakes is timing revives and timing those crowd control abilities right when they come back up.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best Urgot plays I've ever seen. Like, that was really, really nice. Traditionally, the flashy Urgot play is they hit someone with the ult and then they flash in the middle of the team and then they get feared, right? This was actually so smart and so well-timed.
I mean, so 2 honors for the 100 Thieves squad, right? And just kind of realizing that as we throw them up on the back wall. And it does kind of speak to this bit of a turnaround here.
I have noticed that I get honored way more when we win. If I lose a game, nobody's getting honored, right?
That's what I'm saying. It speaks to their 2 most recent wins here. What about on the desk? I think we have to give GG Heart to these 2 guys for stepping in for high throughout the weekend. Is that right, Mark?
I think so, especially Azale. I mean, Kobe's whatever, but
and I'm gonna
give you a stay cool for dealing with these monkeys.
I was about to say, thank you. I appreciate that. I was going to say, I'm going to give a stay cool to Mark for staying cool while his prediction rate this split has been less than stellar.
It's like I had 1-0.
Hey, Mark, stay cool. Stay cool, bro.
He can take that honor back at any time,
All right,
Mark.
yeah, don't make me rescind my honors.
Cool? If I scream a response, is that still cool?
I don't know.
Also note that stay cool is the flame honor to give people.
It is, exactly.
Oh, this is
it's the most sarcastic one, to say the least. All right, we're stepping away again. As we go to break, here's a peek at the rigorous process involved in finding the newest co-host of This or That.
Quiet in the house, please. We're running auditions. Thank you. This is serious work.
All right. Oh, Riv, you're first up. As you know, Jat's out, dead to us now. Kobe asked me to find his replacement for This or That. You're up first. You seen the show? Take it away.
This and that.
No, that you have to pick one of them. This or that.
Both of one.
I don't think you're hearing me. The commissioner.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, this is a bit outside your wheelhouse.
You know, you would think so, but I'm very theatrically oriented.
We got our first group. So for one spot, but it's a 2-person show. We kind of set up on either sides of the monitor. So if the 4 of you wouldn't mind just kind of smushing, just kind of smush over there. Take it away.
Here we are, don't turn away now.
Yeah, this is not working.
I have a tagline.
Oh, really? Okay, hit me with the tagline.
It's that or this with Kobe and the commish.
So that's why we should always ban Yasuo.
Wow. I think we found it. I think you are the this to Kobe's that.
Oh, I thought this was for the design team. No?
No.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go with that.
Wait, no.
But it's really just like reversing the graphic, which I don't think should be that hard.
Yeah, well, tell that to the graphics team. They might have some qualms, but I hear you. I'll forward that message along. This is the best one yet. Okay, who we got? Oh, Azale. Oh my God, so grateful to see you. It has been a struggle today. This or that, you know the show, an old pro. Give it to me.
Yeah, gonna be honest with you, don't want to do the show. Just here so I won't get fined.
God, you're perfect. He's perfect.
Yeah.
You're perfect.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
No, we're giving it to you.
You should pick someone else.
Freak? What are you doing back there?
What? It's hide and seek with Kobe and Freak.
We're gonna hard pass on that one, buddy. Look, take a day. I'm gonna call you.
Please don't.
We're screwed. We got nothing. We have literally nothing. We've been here all day and we've got flowers. What's up? You want to be on this or that?
Sure.
Okay, guys, just before the game starts, just try to get into the state of flow and
Everybody please go to lobby.
I got interrupted.
I'm up to snuff.
got me an ace machine.
You do it with a quirky voice. I feel like really disconnected.
Okay, it's not a speech, just for fun.
Hey, Acadian, will you go ahead and talk again so Bjergsen?
I'm up to stuff and got me an ace machine.
Thanks, man. I feel a lot better now.
No problem.
This year should be the year to change things and to achieve
I
something.
need you guys in order.
And let's get it, guys.
Let's get it.
Let's get the bread.
Amen, brother. If you took Thresh with Electrocute and Ignite, you could actually kill someone. Like, I guarantee
Probably,
you could walk into bot lane, land a hook, and they're dead.
That's already how Thresh works.
Yeah, but they're dead.
I'm TPing. Galio's TP. I can't cancel Galio. If you're surviving against Galio, I cannot match Galio, guys. I'm taking his tower.
Jasper's low as fuck. We gotta care, okay?
I can't match Galio. I'm not coming. Back.
Nice, guys.
So insane, guys. Where's your stack? Okay, play slow. I'm a little chopped. FG. Get signed.
Yeah, we should win.
We win.
Science stack here.
We win, guys. We win. Just play slow, okay?
What's your little team?
Yep.
Look.
I still go.
Science. Hit Scion.
Sion, guys, Sion. Focus.
He's tagged. Go Baron after. Killer's fast.
Nash.
I'll slow it.
Get the Nash!
Wait, we're going to fight, right?
I can speed you. Yeah, I think so.
Look, Camille.
Oh, Camille.
Come on.
I ulti.
Go.
Yeah. I'm ulting this.
I hold the 9.
Play Galio.
Yeah. I have redemption here.
Come on.
Camille's GA still.
Slowly, guys, slowly.
Yeah.
Kill Olaf.
Right here, they're stuck.
Yeah.
He
Guys,
might
kill
try to
Olaf,
find
Sion,
all.
and then we end bot, okay? You can
Yeah, we keep going down bottom. Not yet. All right, nice.
Nice.
We won.
Nice. Oh.
Hey, Nisky, please. Nisky, don't die. Keep your KDA up, man.
Nice.
Sneaky.
Welcome back to LCS Countdown, where Echo Fox versus FlyQuest is about 8 minutes away from Champion Select. Last week, we wanted to hear what champions you'd like to see make their way into the current meta, and today I'm going to challenge the analysts to make that champ work. We received hundreds of responses, but many of them were asking for Darius. So help me out, gents. How do we make this champ work?
Darius, actually, we already saw in pro play, so this one isn't as difficult as some of the other answers that we got. I would say first thing, you want to pick him into a melee matchup, and then it's important for your jungler to either apply pressure for that lane, or all you have to do is even split the jungle into what people call vertical jungling, where you invade the opponent's top side also, and that just forces the enemy jungler to have to jungle on the bottom side of the map so they can't they can't intervene with Darius, and he gets some alone time with his melee matchup that he can crush, make use of the kit.
All right, of course, Sylas is in the meta as well. He is a nice lane pick into Sylas as the ultimate not that useful for Sylas to pick up.
No, you really need to stack the bleed passive, which you don't get, unfortunately, when you steal the ultimate. So it can potentially work there. That is a melee matchup.
You want to steal passives too? Come on, Mark.
Well, if the ult relies on the passive, yes, I would like to steal the passive.
Yes, I would. I'll take one passive, please.
I mean, if we start seeing more Ornn in top lane, we got one game. I think Darius could definitely slam Ornn as well.
All right, well, let's go with something a little bit harder this time around. Dark Electric tweeted out, I don't see enough Teemo in these answers. Teemo is love, Teemo is life.
Not sure about the last part, but you're lucky enough because I've actually been playing a little bit of Teemo myself lately with the
I like you just a little bit less
zero farm build. I'm redoing research, Stash, just for a countdown. I'm doing the zero farm build. You play Klepto. You pick this into a melee matchup as well that Teemo already really excels at abusing, but now you don't even have to farm. You ignore the farm completely. You're focusing on harassment, using the bushes to drop minion aggro constantly, and you're really able to bully them. Not only are you farming tremendous amounts of gold, but you can really shut them down and deny a huge amount of farm from them so you can get so far ahead.
Did we really just show 20 seconds of Teemo running in a circle laughing?
We did.
There weren't many highlights to pull from, unfortunately. So
pull up the classic legends, high playing it mid lane.
Yeah, come on.
I like Azael's strategy is take one of the most annoying champions, make it more annoying by this build.
And it gets even more annoying because then when you complete your Frostfang, you can split push, and now you have Shroom control, you have another sight zone to cover yourself, to set up around objectives, and it's actually quite good. You should try it out.
I'm not touching solo queue for another 3 weeks now.
The thing that I wonder about that is, like, are you over-indexing on the amount of vision you get? Because already Teemo with the Shrooms is so, like, safe in the side lane split push. Now you have wards, too.
They're not having any fun, Mark, and that's the important part.
All right, well,
How about winning?
No.
We got the games kicking off in just a few minutes, so let's go ahead and take a look at your guys' predictions for the day. We have a difference in the first game as High actually opting for Echo Fox over FlyQuest, who closely challenged TL just yesterday. And then it looks like Mark Z, you're sticking with your CLG bet. Over
I bought their stock.
I
invested in them. I can't not pick them to win. I do own 100
He's doubling
down.
And to be in Mark's court a little bit, they strung together 3 wins. They are having a consistent style now as well, so they can rely on that.
All right, we'll see. Well, why are you giving me reasons why your
I feel
own
like
team...
Mark needs help, Dash.
Okay.
He's been getting flamed a lot.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let me tell you, you've been getting
in the office when I'm not there.
Kobe, it's been nonstop. All he's talking about.
I'm struggling to find a reason why High would have voted for Echo Fox. I'm a little bummed he's not here for us to pick his brain about that. But all 3 of you quite confidently chose FlyQuest. Make a case for Echo Fox for me, if you wouldn't mind.
I mean, they haven't been losing by large margins. We talked about it at the casters earlier, talking about these smites that had gone, against Echo Fox. It's these small margins that I think have made the differences between winning and losing for them. And I think both that and the last game of the day, the 2 ones that we had differences on, could easily go either way. CLG could definitely take down 100 Thieves. I think Echo Fox could certainly take down FlyQuest.
Yeah, and one thing I would add on is that, while FlyQuest is doing really well right now, Viper is definitely still quite new to the LCS stage, and that is an area that they could focus on.
All right, thank you very much for making that argument against your own teams. I appreciate the effort thrown in. Uh-oh, I see the lights. You know what that and the music. You know what that means? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got a weekly wager in our 5th game of the day. 100 Thieves versus Logic Gaming. Joel, let's see what they're playing for. I don't know what it is, so I have to wait.
We're playing for
balloons.
Balloons! The winner gets to take home this bouquet of balloons. No, I'm kidding. That's not actually what it is. If you lose in your predictions, you will have to do the post-game segment on helium.
Oh. I kind of like that, actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of a reward.
Well, luckily we're split, so one of us is...
Exactly. So somebody will be paying the price there at the end of the day.
Do I have to cast the game on helium?
I don't know. I didn't work that one out.
I don't think you want to hear that.
I'll confer with the producers by the end of the day.
Does it work for everyone? I've never, actually done it and gotten it to work.
Yeah.
It changes
Absolutely.
no matter
Kobe's a hard
helium
user. He has a tolerance.
we might have to send you to a hospital at the end.
We need to get the one that deepens it, too, the heavier gas, because someone can go higher and lower. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
White.
I feel like you're making things up.
No, I'm not. You can look it up.
Okay, well, luckily we have a difference in that 5th game of the day, so one of you will be right, one of you will be wrong, and have to partake in that. Finally, let's get some win conditions on the board for game 1. Mark, we're starting with you, FlyQuest. What's it gonna be?
I'm gonna go look at that jungle matchup. We kind of talked about it already, but for me, Santorin on the Nunu. I did not like it too much into the Team Liquid game because I felt like Team Liquid's favorite in mid to late game team fighting, and the control style doesn't work as well there. But against Echo Fox, I like that idea a lot. So if they want to run the Nunu back, all good with me. I thought that would make a lot of sense. And prepare for bot lane fights. That does feel like the biggest point of strength right now on the Echo Fox lineup. They often go down to the bot lane. And previously, we saw a nice gank from Santorin with the biggest snowball ever coming through the bot lane. So I would like to play kind of around bot lane. Just be prepared for any ganks to come in.
All right, Kobe, you get the response. Echo Fox, how do they do it?
Surprise, surprise. Not only would I like to track the jungler, because Santorin has been one of the outstanding members
Going
for
second,
FlyQuest
copying my homework, but make it not look too
for the early game. But I think that they should actually focus very heavily on the bottom lane, because top lane, I think solo does really well by himself, and against Viper, that should passively accrue them an advantage. So if they focus on the bottom lane, then they should be able to make plays around Hakuo and control dragons, because dragons are so strong right now, James. That will be everything they need to win.
Who wins, Isaac?
And if both these teams are focusing on the bot lane, then you got to draft the winning 3v3. Draft that strong 2v2 bottom lane, so we'll see who does that.
Okay, Azael, ever the diplomat, just playing to both sides of the coin. I appreciate that. With that, we're going to throw it out to the casters to get us into that first game of the day.